Yo, it's your boy, I'm Smoke, back with another Madden video. Today's video, we're going to be doing a Kansas City Chiefs season simulation after Rashee Rice has the injury, the big knee injury that he just suffered last week against the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, we don't know for sure if it's going to be season ending, but we do know today he was placed on IR, so that means an absolute minimum of 4 weeks he will miss, and there's been some potential about it being season ending. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to say season ending. And we're just going to do the whole season without him, worst case scenario, just in case you would rather do worst case scenario than best case scenario because, you don't want to really rush an injury, especially if you're super young. So I feel like if it's not actually season ending, I feel like it will at least he won't be back until playoffs, or he won't be back until like around week maybe 12 or later. And, that's just the majority of the season. So Rashee Rice, obviously, this past offseason, he got in some legal trouble and he somehow wasn't suspended. A lot of people were saying he might just get suspended next year. So hopefully not, because if he misses the rest of this season and he gets suspended next year, he's missing a good amount of his prime career. I mean, that would be, I'm assuming he gets suspended for like 3 or 6 games. He's like missed a year and a half from suspension and injuries. And obviously, injuries suck. You can't do anything about it. But anyway, this is the new wide receiver depth chart for the Kansas City Chiefs. Madden says Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be the number 1. I really kind of disagree. I feel like it will be Xavier Worthy. But this is a Madden simulation, so, we got to listen to it. But I feel like Xavier Worthy would definitely get the main workload, the Juju. But then you got Justin Watson, McCole Hardman. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes knows McCole Hardman pretty well. Then Sky Moore. And then we got Rashee Rice way down at the bottom. So this is the second game without Rashee Rice in the simulation. And they beat the San Francisco 49ers 27-24. Super Bowl rematch. This was just this past year's Super Bowl matchup. Brock Purdy, a rating of 106, 321 yards, a passing touchdown, no interception. He didn't get sacked at all. Patrick Mahomes, he had a rating of 102, 388 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He did have an interception on the day, though. Brock Purdy's completion percentage was 74%. Patrick Mahomes was 63%. Let's go check the rushing. Jordan Mason, he's been really good to start the year. This game he does all right, though. He only gets 27 yards. He does have a rushing touchdown, though. Patrick Mahomes was the leading rusher. Okay, I mean, I know Mahomes can be mobile, but he doesn't really run a whole lot. Or he doesn't at least choose to. I mean, he will sometimes. With 20, Samaje Perine, he had 18 rushing yards. And if you guys are interested in a Jordan Mason season simulation, a link will be in the description for that. That's a pretty interesting video. I recommend you watch it. Juju Smith-Schuster with 2 receiving touchdowns on the day, 141 yards. So I guess Juju was the one. Although Xavier Worthy did really well. So 10 receptions, 126 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. Justin Watson got involved a little bit. Travis Kelce, shockingly, only 4 receptions with 47 yards. And believe it or not, the first team the Kansas City Chiefs lose to this season is the Las Vegas Raiders, according to Madden. So in this Madden simulation, the Chiefs are undefeated until week 7, and then they face the Las Vegas Raiders, and they lose. Gardner Minshew, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 100 rating. That was Patrick Mahomes' stats. Gardner Minshew only had 1 passing touchdown, but he had 0 picks. Zamir White, a lot of people were expecting him to do better, being the starter in Las Vegas, but he really hasn't been too hot. But he gets 3 touchdowns in this game. Samaje Perine, he gets a touchdown and 39 yards. Patrick Mahomes, he ran quite a bit too. They're making Mahomes run quite a bit. Brock Bowers, 85 yards with a receiving touchdown. He has been a pretty impressive rookie. Him, Malik Neighbors, and Jaden Daniels, I feel like, have been the best 3 rookies. Juju, again, getting involved with 2 receiving touchdowns. Travis Kelce, starting to get a little bit more, 69 receiving yards. And then Devontae Adams, 38 receiving yards. He just requested a trade, so, stay tuned for any potential trade news or rebuilding the team that Devontae Adams go to or doing a simulation. All right, so this is the playoff picture for the 2024 NFL playoffs according to Madden's eyes. So with the Rashee Rice injury, the Kansas City Chiefs, not only do they still make playoffs, they are the number one seed still. And everyone else making the playoffs, the second seed, we got the Baltimore Ravens. The seventh seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars, believe it or not, the Jaguars starting the season with 0 wins and 4 losses, still make the playoffs. Buffalo Bills versus the Chargers, and the Texans versus the Steelers. Then the first seed is the Lions. Then we got the Eagles versus the Saints, Falcons versus the Buccaneers, and then the Cardinals versus the Green Bay Packers. So Kansas City Chiefs, they were 15-2. They still did spectacular without Rashee Rice. Patrick Mahomes, let's go and check, before we do the playoff simulation, let's go and check the season stats. So Patrick Mahomes, 4,460 yards, 41 passing touchdowns. That's incredible. He did have a high amount of passing interceptions, though. 16 passing interceptions. That is pretty high, but I think 41 passing touchdowns probably would equal that out because 41's an insane amount. Kareem Hunt was the leading rusher of the Kansas City Chiefs with 650 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes was second with 465 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Samaje Perine had the most rushing touchdowns with 7, but he only had 304 yards on the year. Isaiah Pacheco, obviously this was his numbers before the season-ending injury. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs, they kind of got a little bit of injury bug because, Isaiah Pacheco, now Rashee Rice, and then Hollywood Brown was injured before the season started. Xavier Worthy, 6 rushes, 42 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Okay, the lead receiver was still Travis Kelce. That's not too surprising. Yes, Kelce is old, but he's still a Hall of Famer. He is still good. 94 receptions, 1,127 yards, 11 receiving touchdowns. Who ties Travis Kelce, though, for leading the receiving touchdowns on the Chiefs? Well, that is Juju Smith-Schuster with 11 receiving touchdowns, 831 yards. Xavier Worthy did really good, 806 yards, 6 receiving touchdowns. Definitely not too bad for a rookie. Justin Watson, he had 5 receiving touchdowns as well. But the Kansas City Chiefs, they lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the second round of playoffs. So technically the first round that they play, since they had a first round bye, the Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team that currently, as the time this video will be posted, does not have a single win in this 2024 NFL season, beats the Kansas City Chiefs that are 15-2 in this simulation. And then we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC Championship. And let's go and check the stats of this playoff match because I want to see exactly how we lost. Patrick Mahomes did really good, 237 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was sacked twice, but that's not that bad, to be honest. Trevor Lawrence, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. Travis Etienne, he didn't have any rushing touchdowns, but he got a good amount of yards. Kareem Hunt, 44 rushing yards. And then Tank Bigsby, he got the rushing touchdown. And then you see way down here, Ben Mason, the fullback, got a rushing touchdown as well. Let's go and check the receiving. Devin Duvernay was the leading receiver out of all people with 81 yards and a touchdown. Justin Watson got a receiving touchdown. Brian Thomas, the rookie, 65 receiving yards. Juju Smith-Schuster was able to get a touchdown in the playoff game, and so was Travis Kelce. Xavier Worthy, not much. Evan Ingram got a receiving touchdown as well, but pretty low down there with only 16 receiving yards. So who won the Super Bowl? Well, that was the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Green Bay Packers, a 21-14 matchup. And the Jacksonville Jaguars get their first Super Bowl in their franchise history. Super Bowl MVP was Trevor Lawrence. The regular season NFL MVP was Patrick Mahomes. The Coach of the Year, Jonathan Cannon. The Cardinals head coach, Offensive Player of the Year, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Defensive Player of the Year, Fred Warner. Malik Neighbors, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Quinyon Mitchell. Alright guys, well that is the end of the video. Hope you guys make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Madden 25 content or NFL content in general. Again, it will be highly appreciated. Kansas City Chiefs, still a really good team, but obviously it sucks losing Rashee Rice. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!